Welcome to the channel, everybody. Today, we're diving deep into the world of Node.js. If you're serious about building powerful, efficient server-side applications with Node, there are some core JavaScript concepts you absolutely need to have locked down. We're not just talking about the basics here. These concepts are the foundation for writing clean, maintainable, and high-performance Node.js code. Think of this as your toolkit for leveling up your JavaScript skills specifically for the Node environment. So, whether you're just starting out with Node or you're looking to sharpen your skills, this video is for you. Let's get right into it. Alright, let's kick things off with closures. Imagine a function within a function, where the inner function still has access to the variables from its outer function, even after the outer function has finished running. That's a closure in a nutshell. This might sound a little abstract, but it's incredibly powerful. Closures are like creating little pockets of data that only specific parts of your code can access. Think of it like having a private vault inside a larger room. Why is this useful? Well, in Node.js, where you're often dealing with asynchronous operations and callbacks, closures become essential for managing state and preventing unexpected behavior. Next up, we have prototypes. In JavaScript, every function has a built-in prototype object, which is essentially a blueprint for creating new objects. This is the heart of inheritance in JavaScript. Think of it like this. You have a base object like a car, and you want to create different types of cars like a sedan, a sports car, or an SUV. With prototypes, you can define the shared properties and methods of a car once, and then each specialized car type can inherit those features without you having to rewrite the code. This not only makes your code more efficient, but it also keeps it organized and easier to maintain, especially as your projects grow larger. Now let's talk about privacy. In the past, JavaScript didn't have a true way to create private properties within objects, but with the introduction of hash names, things have changed. By prefixing a property name with a hash symbol, hash, you can make that property truly private within a class. This means it can't be accessed or modified from outside the class itself, adding an extra layer of security and control to your code. This is like having a secret compartment in your car that only you have the key to. It helps prevent accidental interference and ensures that your data stays protected. Chapter 4. JavaScript modules organizing your code like a pro. As your Node.js projects get bigger, keeping your code organized becomes crucial. That's where modules come in. JavaScript has two main module systems, CommonJS, which is widely used in Node.js, and ES modules, which are becoming increasingly popular. Modules allow you to break down your code into smaller, reusable pieces, making it easier to manage and maintain. Think of them as building blocks for your application. By using modules effectively, you can avoid naming conflicts, improve code reusability, and make your Node.js projects more scalable and easier to collaborate on. Chapter 5. Error handling. Don't let your app crash and burn. In the world of Node.js, where asynchronous operations are the norm, error handling is non-negotiable. Unexpected things can and will happen, and you need to be prepared. Fortunately, JavaScript provides several mechanisms for handling errors gracefully. The try-catch block is your first line of defense, allowing you to catch errors that occur within a specific section of code. Additionally, you can use the throw keyword to explicitly throw your own errors, and you can handle asynchronous errors using promises or event listeners. Chapter 6. Currying, the art of function. Flexibility. Currying might sound like something you'd do in a kitchen, but in JavaScript, it's a powerful technique for making your functions more adaptable. Essentially, currying allows you to create functions that can take multiple arguments one at a time. Each time you call a curried function with an argument, it returns a new function that's expecting the next argument. This continues until all arguments have been provided, at which point the final function is executed. This might seem a bit abstract, but it can be incredibly useful for creating reusable functions that can be customized on the fly. Chapter 7. Memoization, turbocharging your code's performance. Let's face it, nobody likes slow software. That's where memoization comes in. It's a fancy word for a simple but effective optimization technique, caching the results of expensive function calls. Imagine you have a function that performs a complex calculation. If you call that function multiple times with the same input, it's going to waste time recalculating the same result over and over again. With memoization, you can store the result of the first calculation and then simply return the cached result on subsequent calls with the same input. This can significantly speed up your code, especially for functions that are called frequently. Chapter 8. Immediately invoked function expressions, or IIFs for short, are a bit of a mouthful, but they're actually quite straightforward. It's basically a way to execute a function immediately after it's defined. You do this by wrapping your function expression in parentheses and then immediately following it with another set of parentheses to call it. This creates a private scope for your code, preventing variables from leaking into the global scope. It's like having a self-contained unit of code that doesn't interfere with the rest of your application. Chapter 9. JavaScript gives you a lot of flexibility when it comes to function arguments. You can set default values for parameters, making your functions more robust and preventing errors when arguments are omitted. The REST operator allows you to gather up multiple arguments into an array, which is super handy for functions that can accept a variable number of inputs. And the arguments object, while not used as frequently in modern JavaScript, provides access to all arguments passed to a function, regardless of whether they're explicitly named in the function definition. Chapter 10. We've already talked about private properties using hash names, but closures offer another way to achieve data privacy in JavaScript. Remember how closures maintain access to variables from their outer function? Well, we can use this to our advantage by creating private properties within an object. By defining variables within a constructor function and then accessing them through methods within the same scope, we can effectively hide those variables from the outside world. It's like having a secret handshake that only certain parts of your code know, ensuring that sensitive data stays protected. So, there you have it. 10 essential JavaScript concepts that every Node.js developer should master. From closures and prototypes to error handling and memoization, these concepts form the foundation for writing efficient, maintainable, and robust Node applications. By understanding and applying these concepts, you'll be well on your way to becoming a more proficient and confident Node developer. Remember, the key to mastery is practice, so keep experimenting, keep building, and keep pushing your skills to the next level. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tech insights. See you next time.